2. So, properties of exponents. For example, x to the 5th over x squared. What did we say? What does it mean to say x to the 5th? Yeah, multiply x times itself 5 times. So we do that in the numerator. Okay, and then the x squared in the denominator is x times x. Okay, when you have common factors in the numerator and denominator, they cancel. So I can cancel 2 of the x's in the numerator with 2 of the x's in the denominator. And how many x's are left? 3. So notice, x to the 5, x to the 5th over x squared is x to the 3rd. What it'll look like we just did with the exponents. We subtract. So that's the property. When you're dividing the same base with different exponents, then you subtract. That's the same thing as taking that same base and subtract the exponents. So example, 4 to the 7th over 4 squared is 4 to the 5th. 7 minus 2. Good? Josh? You okay? Okay, so what about 8 to the 10th divided by 8 to the 4th would be? Yeah, you go 8 to the 10 minus 4, which is 8 to the 6th. Too easy. Okay, now we got multiplication and division going on in one problem. So does it matter what we do first? Not really in the end. I mean, for example, let's say I do it with the numerator first. How does this numerator simplify? You add them, so that's 5 to the 12th, and that's still divided by 5 to the 7th, and so that would be 5 to the 5th because you subtract. Okay, what if instead I do these first? What if, well, just to make it what if I go 5 to the 8th over 5 to the 7th first? Then I'll have 5 to the 4th times 5 to the 8 minus 7, which is 1. And then I multiply them together, I get 5 to the 5th. So it's the same thing. It really doesn't matter which ones you do first, but you're probably going to, do 2 of them and then do the other one. You'd probably do like we did at the beginning. Just simplify the numerator and then work in the denominator. Or just go 4 plus 8 minus 7 in one step. 4 plus 8 minus 7. Okay. So try those two. So what'd you say in the first one? 6 to the 6th, right? How about the second one? So 4 plus 3 minus 2 is? Yeah, it's going to end up being 5. You could take it one step at a time. 9 to the 7th over 9 squared equals 9 to the 5th. Is that right? Okay, here's the next property, which is pretty similar to a property we already had, which is if you have parentheses, a quotient inside the parentheses, and then an exponent outside, then you can distribute the exponent to the numerator and denominator. So you take that m and you just move it inside. A to the m over b to the m. Right? 3 halves to the 7th is 3 to the 7th over 2 to the 7th. So basically, it's kind of like the same property as before. When you got an exponent outside parentheses, you distribute it to everything inside, whether or not it's a numerator or denominator. All right, so x over y to the 3rd, using that property, should be x to the 3rd over y to the 3rd. Okay, how about this one? What's different about this one is, it's besides the fraction that's inside, it's got a negative. What's going to happen when we square the negative? That's going to become positive, right? So in the end, you have to think about that too, right? That 2 is going to square the negative, you could think of it as like squaring negative 1. And then it squares the 7 and squares the x. Okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, so how about this one? You try. That's yours. Okay, so what do I do first on this one? Distribute the exponent, which is outside parentheses. So that goes on everything that's inside, right? X squared, squared, divided by 4, squared, y squared. Okay, what is x squared squared? X to the 4th. And my guess is that since there's variables involved, that we probably are going to simplify 4 squared and not just leave it as 4 squared. So that we'll call that 16y squared. That's it. Do you want it to be more complicated? Okay. All right. How's that, Ty? Right. So that one should have been 4 to the 3rd, x squared to the 3rd, divided by 5 to the 3rd, y to the 3rd. Okay, then we need to simplify this, raising a power to a power, right? And I'm going to just simplify the 4 to the 3rd is 64, x to the 6th, divided by 125, y to the 3rd. Done. That's it. Those are the properties of exponents that relate to. Eventually it will. If it says on the test completely simplify, then make sure it's completely. Don't leave a 5 to the 3rd, which after all, you could just put in the calculator. Okay, so that was it. Short lesson. So definitely work on your homework and get it done. There's only, what, 6 problems?